Henry Cooper, ex-champion boxer and one of the most popular sportsmen in Britain, was Brian Hoey's guest last week. It's now 14 years, would you believe, since he retired from boxing, but he hasn't been idle for a moment. He's a successful businessman, has written books, and has also ventured into the world of pop music. But he's probably best known for a certain TV advert, when he made sales for Brut aftershave rocket. So, how did he get involved with that promotion?
It's funny, see, just before that, a year or two before, I'd written my autobiography, and in that I'd just told a story about, when we were youngsters in the gym, there was only two things you could have a rub down after you worked out, and to stop you sweating and close your pores and things like that. There was only two things you could have a rub down in them days. One was white horse oils, and the other one was a wintergreen based oil, which when you put your clothes on and you got warm and you got on the bus or a train, which we had to do to go home, you stunk the place out. Everybody was looking around, where's that smell coming from, and I just happened to recite this order. I said, look, when I get a few quid and I can afford it, I'm just going to get me a white spirit-based cologne or what, and it was only a cheap cologne, and I used to just have a rub down, and that used to smell much better. So I think Fabergé heard about that, and they thought, well, this is the man to, because they were going to bring this splash-on lotion out for the body, and to be honest, and we're talking about, nearly 15 years ago, and if you'd have gone up to people, majority of men then said, here, I've got a cologne I want you to spray, they'd have said, here, what do you think of? But now it's acceptable. If you go to golf clubs, football clubs, everyone's got, talc, they're using aftershaves, they're using splash-on, and that's marvellous.
I suppose also they chose you because nobody's likely to go up to you and say you're a little bit effeminate or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's it. But, I had perhaps a macho image, yeah.
Just before we go, can we get the definitive version from you of what actually happened in that first fight with Cassius Clay? I call him Cassius Clay because that's what he was then, Muhammad Ali.
Well,
everyone, or we all thought that you'd beaten him, didn't we?
Well, yes, unfortunately, perhaps if we'd have I called him too late in the round, to be honest. I mean, if I'd have called him perhaps 20 seconds early and he'd have got up quick like he did, and I could have gone to him again and landed another one or two punches, perhaps I would have stopped him. But he pays me a great compliment, Ali. He always says that punch I called him with was the hardest punch he ever took in boxing. He always says, Cooper hit me so hard, he didn't only shake me, he shook my relations in Africa. So, I think that's always a good line.
Henry Cooper looking back on a very varied and colourful career.